Oh, we're here right now. Hey, everybody knows the James Bond name, right? But what is it like to share the famous name? So you can find out right now in the new documentary. Joining us now is director Matthew Bauer, along with James Bond, and James Bond. So you don't have to say your names. I don't have to remember anybody, do I?
No.
This is really something. So how did you get this idea of making a documentary about James Bond?
Well, I was a James Bond fan, and one day I just went, what would it be like to have this famous name? So I jumped on social media and found a bunch of them, sent them a message saying, hey, I'm thinking of making this film. And they wrote back to me with some pretty crazy stories. And before I knew it, we were filming them.
So how many James Bonds are there in the film?
There are 14 in the film, and there are thousands across America. Yes, but we settled on 14.
So I saw this. It is terrific. It's at the Chagrin Documentary Film Festival. It airs, you can see it tonight at 5:15. And I tell you, it is so worth it. It is so cool. And boy, what a great job you guys did in this.
Thank you.
Yeah, so how old were you when you figured this is maybe a curse rather than a gift?
Probably around puberty.
Yeah.
You know, switching schools, and all of a sudden everyone seems to know that James Bond is a thing. It didn't occur to me before then, and my classmates informed me that it was a big deal.
Yeah. So did you ever find a way to take advantage of this in a positive way, or what was it like for your life?
I turned several things into positives. If you're in the service industry in any way, using James Bond. I drove and was a safety training driver for Super Shuttle. And so having my placard up above the mirror that said, your driver's James Bond, helped with gratuities. I got a lot of good tips that way.
Yeah. So you pursued the field of entertainment, right?
Yes, I work in theater.
Yeah, so how did that affect your theater career?
Not necessarily well, because you want to go in and be known for you and be represented as you. And if you have a 5-minute, 10-minute interview and they want to spend 5 or 8 minutes on, so your name is James Bond. It's like, great, let's get that out of the way so we can talk about why I'm here. And before you know it, you're out of the room, and you never really got to talk about why you were there in the first place because they loved the name so much.
So Matthew Bauer, he's the director, the producer, put this thing together. So when you first met these guys, how many James Bonds are in this?
So there are 14 in the film. I probably spoke with a few hundred of them. Yes, these were the ones who were kind of selected to be our kind of main ones.
So when you approach them, there's a handsome guy right there, look. Getting a haircut, what's going on?
Prepping me for a commercial.
I love that idea. So when you asked them to say their name, did it feel like corn for you to do that? Like too corny? Like say your name, James Bond. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I never asked them to say Bond, James Bond, or anything like that. I really did want to give a sympathetic portrayal of what this is like because I was fascinated. I mean, you can just imagine if every day of your life you are living in the shadow of the most famous fictional character on Earth. I almost saw it as almost like a science fiction existence that these guys live in, and I really wanted to show that on screen and not make fun of them because I think they deal with enough as it is without me jumping on board.
Well, you know, the fans are so fanatical about the character anyway. I mean, I know a family that's got a dog named Bond. I know a family that's got like fine art on the wall that features James Bond and his past. So I mean, people see the Bond thing way different than you had to live it.
Yes.
You know, Matthew may be one of the few people that didn't expect me to say my name that way, and that may have been why there was a second conversation. Because if this guy from nowhere, reached out to me and said, "Say your name like this," I would hang up the phone. But because he didn't take that route, it's like, okay, this guy wants to have a different angle on this, so I'll listen a little bit more.
What was the attraction for you to participate?
Actually, it came through my son. I'm 4 generations of James Bond. And he contacted my son and said, would you be interested? And my son said, would you like 4 James Bonds? Said, by the way, he says, my grandfather's fixing to do a tandem skydive at age 87. And Matthew showed up on our doorstep before we knew it.
Well, I couldn't not film an 87-year-old James Bond jumping out of a plane.
That is too great. And I noticed the pin on your shirts. So you're gay?
Yes.
So this is a gay James Bond?
They're all gay.
Both of us.
We wanted people who were different
not
to
together,
what people
though.
think of as James Bond.
No,
Yeah.
he's the Florida James Bond. I'm the Texas
Now,
James Bond.
those are the 2 greatest states in America to be gay.
Absolutely.
Oh, boy.
So you had to be tough anyway.
I had to be tough to be in Texas.
That big wave she's giving me the windmill out there tells us that we've run out of time right now. But I want folks to take a look at the screen right now. Chagrin Documentary Film Festival has been a big hit this year. They've got a whole bunch of films there. Tonight you could see this one at 5:15. Buy tickets online, check it out, and it's a great little town to just walk around and visit. How long is the film?
The film is 80 minutes long.
How long did you want it to be?
About 80 minutes is enough. I don't think you can have a Lord of the Rings length film about real men named James Bond.
But that's you talk to a director, producer. There's always more. There's always more. You know. But this is great. And also, if you don't make it tonight, it's going to appear on Amazon Prime. Is that right?
Yeah, it's available now on Amazon Prime. If anyone wants to watch it, they can watch it for free if you're a subscriber right now.
And the name of the film is
The Other Fellow.
I love it. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Glad to be here.